This series of videos will cover all of the features in Kontakt. We'll continue with effects. Never miss a tutorial by subscribing to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ADSR Now we'll go over each of the filter modules as well as their parameters. In Kontakt, filters are modules that change the frequency content of a signal that passes through it. Typically, filters are distinguished by the part of the spectrum that will be attenuated and the steepness of their attenuation curve, expressed in dB per octave. But in digital filter design, specifying a filter slope as the number of poles has become standard. Each pole represents 6 dB of attenuation per octave, so for example, a 1-pole filter will have a gentle slope of -6 dB per octave, and a 6-pole filter will have a steep slope of -36 dB per octave. Kontakt's filters use the pole terminology. An easy way to remember is that lower pole filters, 1-pole or 2-pole, are better suited for gentle corrections, while higher pole filters, 4-pole, 6-pole, are better for broad treatments or effects. Kontakt's filter modules are divided into 7 categories. Low-pass filters attenuate harmonics and signals above the cutoff frequency. High-pass filters attenuate signals below the cutoff frequency. Band-pass filters attenuate signals above and below the cutoff frequency. Peak-notch filters is the opposite of a bandpass filter. It only removes signals around the cutoff frequency, but allows signals above and below it to pass through. It's similar to a very narrow bandpass. Multi-filters are optimized combinations of filter types in different routings. Effect filters are special filter modules that don't fit any of the traditional filter characteristics of either low pass, high pass, band pass, or band rejection. And EQs offer tonal alteration that isn't available with traditional filters, such as attenuating or boosting a specific frequency range by an adjustable amount and with adjustable precision. These categories have a few different variations based on the steepness of the slope, aka the number of poles, and the character of the algorithm. There are 5 main filter variations. State variable. These are the new standard Kontakt filters. They have a clean character and is suitable for any material. Legacy. These are like state variable filters but use an old algorithm. They are included to be backwards compatible. If you need a clean filter, use the SV filters. Adaptive resonance filters scale the resonance of the filter by the inverse of the amplitude of the input signal. At higher input levels, the resonance of the filter will be reduced, which helps reduce nasty peaks in the output audio. These filters are best used on drums, loops, or full mix material. Ladder filters are based on a classic ladder circuit used in early synthesizers. These filters are best for synthetic sounds but can work with any material. Legacy ladder is also available for backwards compatibility. DAF is taken from the Massive filter collection. It's a more aggressive synthesizer filter design. And the Pro 53 is taken from the classic Pro 53 synthesizer. It emulates the analog synthesizer filter from the early 80s. The most convenient way to access the filter collection is to use a browser. It allows you to see a list of available filters in each of the 7 categories with icons showing their frequency response and descriptions of what they do and how you can use them. And once you find a filter you like, simply drag it into one of your instrument signal processor slots. You can also click on a plus icon in the lower right corner of a signal processor slot, which opens a drop-down menu of available filters. When talking about these filters, I'll only mention controls unique to the module. Controls that are used in all of them, like cutoff, will be skipped. All filters and EQs have a mode drop-down, which allows you to choose a filter type. All filters and EQs are included in this list. Alright, the low-pass filters. This category contains filters which attenuate signals above the cutoff frequency, allowing low-frequency signals to pass through. All filters in this category have the following controls unless specified otherwise. Cutoff. Adjust the frequency above which signals will be attenuated. Resonance. With a value greater than 0, will boost a small frequency range around the cutoff. State variable filters. SVLP1 is a one-pole low-pass which attenuates frequencies above the cutoff at a rate of -6 dB per octave. It does not have a resonance control. SVLP2 is a two-pole low-pass with a rate of -12 dB per octave. SVLP4 is a four-pole low-pass with a rate of -24 dB per octave. Ladder filters. Ladder filters also add the following controls: high quality, which toggles oversampling. This increases audio quality but also increases CPU load. Gain controls the amplitude increase after the filter. This can be used to compensate for amplitude reduction due to the filter or to increase the soft saturation of the effect. Ladder LP1 is a one-pole low-pass with a rate of -6 dB per octave. Ladder LP2 is a two-pole low-pass with a rate of -12 dB per octave. Ladder LP3 is a three-pole low-pass with a rate of -18 dB per octave. And ladder LP4 is a four-pole low-pass with a rate of -24 dB per octave. Adaptive resonance filters. The AR-LP2 is a two-pole low-pass with a rate of -12 dB per octave. The AR-LP4 is a four-pole low-pass with a rate of -24 dB per octave. And the AR-LP2/4 is a combination of a two-pole and four-pole low-pass filters that create a more interesting frequency response. DAFT LP is a two-pole low-pass which attenuates frequencies above the cutoff at a rate of -12 dB per octave. And Pro 53 is similar to a four-pole low-pass filter but has a different and more distinctive signature sound. Legacy filters are provided to remain backwards compatible. It's recommended to use the newer versions of these filters. Legacy LP1, LP2, LP4, LP6 are exactly like the low-pass filters except they use an older algorithm. Legacy ladder is exactly like ladder LP4 except it uses an older algorithm. High-pass filters. This category contains filters which attenuate signals below the cutoff frequency, allowing high-frequency signals to pass through. All filters in this category have the following controls unless specified otherwise. Cutoff adjusts the frequency above which signals will be attenuated. Resonance, with the value greater than 0, will boost a small frequency range around the cutoff. State variable HP1 is a one-pole high-pass which attenuates the frequencies below the cutoff at a rate of -6 dB per octave. It does not have a resonance control. SVHP2 is a two-pole high-pass with a rate of -12 dB per octave. SVHP4 is a four-pole high-pass with a rate of -24 dB per octave. Ladder HP1 is a one-pole high-pass with a rate of -6 dB per octave. Ladder HP2 is a two-pole high-pass with a rate of -12 dB per octave. Ladder HP3 is a three-pole high-pass with a rate of -18 dB per octave. And ladder HP4 is a four-pole high-pass with a rate of -24 dB per octave. Adaptive resonance. ARHP2 is a two-pole high pass with a rate of negative 12 dB. ARHP4 is a four-pole high pass with a rate of negative 24 dB. ARHP2/4 is a combination of a two-pole and four-pole high pass filters that create a more interesting frequency response. DAFT is a two-pole high pass with a rate of negative 12 dB per octave. Legacy HP1, Legacy HP2, and Legacy HP4 are exactly like the high pass filters except they use an older algorithm. Bandpass. This category contains filters which attenuate signals below and above the cutoff frequency. All filters in this category have the following controls unless specified otherwise. Cutoff adjusts the frequency below which signals will be attenuated. Resonance, with a value greater than 0, will boost a small frequency range around the cutoff. SVBP2 is a two-pole bandpass which attenuates frequencies above and below the cutoff rate of negative 12 dB per octave. SVBP4 is a four-pole bandpass with a rate of negative 24 dB per octave. Ladder BP2 is a two-pole bandpass with a rate of negative 12 dB per octave. Ladder BP4 is a four-pole bandpass with a rate of negative 24 dB. Adaptive resonance BP2 is a two-pole bandpass with a rate of negative 12 dB. ARBP4 is a four-pole bandpass with a rate of negative 24 dB. And ARBP2/4 is a combination of a two-pole and four-pole bandpass filters that create a more interesting frequency response. Legacy BP2 and BP4 are exactly like the bandpass filters except they use an older algorithm. Peak notch. A notch filter removes a specific frequency band from a signal. It can be thought of as the inverse to a bandpass filter. Sometimes it's referred to as a band reject filter. A peak filter, on the other hand, is quite different. It simply adds a resonant peak to the signal without doing much attenuation to the signal. All filters in this category have the following controls unless specified otherwise. Cutoff adjusts the frequency below which signals will be attenuated, and resonance with a value greater than 0 will boost a small frequency range around the cutoff. SV notch is a four-pole notch filter which attenuates frequencies at the cutoff. Ladder peak is a unique filter that accents frequencies at the cutoff. Ladder notch cuts two narrow bands of frequencies at either side of the cutoff. Legacy BR4 is exactly like SV notch, except it uses an older algorithm. Multi. All filters in this category have the following controls unless specified otherwise. Bandwidth. This controls the gap between the cutoff frequencies of the two filters, with the high pass filter's cutoff always being above the low pass. The gap is generated around a central point controlled by the cutoff control. SV parallel LP HP is a combination of a high pass filter and a low pass filter routed in parallel, meaning the signal is split and routed through each separately. The result is similar to a notch filter. SV parallel BP/BP is a combination of two parallel bandpass filters. SV serial LP/HP is a combination of a low-pass filter routed in serial after a high-pass filter. The result is similar to a bandpass filter. Three by two versatile provides three separate filter bands which can be continuously morphed between low pass, band pass, or high pass. Each band has a slope of 12 dB per octave, and by combining these bands at various amounts, you can create almost every filter configuration imaginable. Also, the resonance controls will exhibit self-oscillation, which is a trait of high-end analog filters. This is when the filter oscillates and provides sound at high settings, even if there isn't a signal present. The 3x2 versatile filter requires way more CPU power than other Kontakt filters, so only use it if you need this level of complexity. The 3x2 versatile filter contains the following controls. Shift 2. This adjusts the second filter's band cutoff frequency as an offset in relation to the first filter. At a value of 0, both filters will have an identical cutoff frequency. Increasing the value will set the second cutoff frequency higher than the first. Shift 3 adjusts the third filter's band cutoff frequency as an offset in relation to the second filter. Resonance adjusts the resonance or boost at the cutoff frequency for each filter band. Values of 98% or higher will result in self-oscillation. Type. This adjusts the characteristics of each filter band, allowing you to morph continuously between a low pass, which is 0.0, band pass, which is 0.5, and high pass, which is 1.0. Amount. This adjusts the amount to which each filter band will affect the overall result. At 0, the respective filter will be inactive. Gain is used to compensate for the automatic reduction of output level that occurs with high resonance settings. Effect filters. Formant 1 and Formant 2. Formants are acoustic resonances which are related to the phonetics of human speech. Formant filters are designed to mimic the frequency response of the human vocal tract. These filters can be used to emulate the talk box effect. Formant filters have the following controls. Talk. This controls the frequency response of the filter. It can be used to morph between vowel sounds. Sharp increases and decreases the peaks and notches in the response respectively, just like the resonance controls of other filters. Phasor. This creates a distinct comb filter effect by using an all-pass filter design that radically alters the phase relations in your signal. There's also a phasor module in the effects section which has built-in modulation. Both share the same principle, but the filter is better for timbral changes, and the effect is recommended for creating the classic effect of the same name found in almost every effect processor. Vowel A simulates the resonant frequencies of the human vocal tract. When forming vowels, the throat and mouth changes their shape in order to create a complex natural filter that emphasizes certain frequencies in the sound created by vocal cords. These characteristic frequencies are called formants and allow human hearing to distinguish between different vowels. This is what is replicated with the filter. Vowel B works just like vowel A, but has a slightly different sonic character. EQs. Kontakt has fully parametric peak equalizers that allow for a wide range of tonal alterations and corrections. You can use up to 3 EQ bands per module, and you can boost or cut any frequency range throughout the spectrum by up to 18 dB. Bandwidth controls allow you to choose between gentle corrections or very steep edits. The EQ module is available in 1-band, 2-band, or 3-band flavors. You can switch between these configurations without losing settings. All bands have the following controls. Frequency, adjust the center frequency at which the boost or cut will occur. Bandwidth, adjust the width of the frequency range that will be affected in octaves. And gain, adjust the amount of boost or cut at the center frequency. The solid GEQ is modeled after the infamous SSL 4000 EQ. It's a 4-band parametric EQ and offers a choice of bell or shelf style control of the low and high frequency bands. It has the following controls. LF gain adjusts the amount of boost or cut at the LF frequency. LF frequency adjusts the center frequency of the low frequency band at which the boost or cut will occur. LF bell toggles the bell shape of the low frequency band. If turned off, the band becomes a shelf. LMF gain adjusts the amount of boost or cut at the LMF frequency. LMF frequency adjusts the center frequency of the low mid frequency band at which the boost or cut will occur. LMF Q controls the quality or Q of the low mid frequency band. For most EQs, the higher the quality, the narrower the band. But with this EQ, the control is reversed to match the SSL 4000 and becomes a bandwidth control. HMF gain. This adjusts the amount of boost or cut at the HMF frequency. HMF frequency adjusts the center frequency of the high mid frequency band at which the boost or cut will occur. HMF Q controls the quality or Q of the high mid frequency band. And like the LMF Q, this is reversed to become a bandwidth control. HF gain adjusts the amount of boost or cut at the HF frequency. HF frequency adjusts the center frequency of the high frequency band at which the boost or cut will occur. HF bell toggles the bell shape of the high frequency band. If turned off, the band becomes a shelf. Kontakt has a wide variety of filter modules that can be used to change your sound. This can be used for corrective measures or for a creative effect. When opening old projects, be sure to replace legacy filters with the newer ones, as the newer ones are more efficient. Also, be sure to use the Modules tab of the browser to see descriptions of each module and their parameters. And don't forget to check out our website at www.kontakttutorials.com for more Kontakt tutorials and sounds. ADSR Kontakt Tutorials. Supercharge your Kontakt skills. This is DJ Nice signing off until next time. Now go make some music.